Speaking with Dan of Disturbed. Good day. Welcome to Heavy Montreal.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Yeah, so lots to talk about. The Sound of Silence, the cover.
Yeah.
Steve Thompson, producer, has done Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Tesla, Mechanical Resonance, favorite album. First of all, react to that and the choice of making the cover.
Didn't know it would hit too. We've been getting reactions and responses from Paul Simon himself.
Right.
He had messaged us. He had reposted it on his social media pages, and we've had people from Hulk Hogan to Ann Wilson from Heart to The Rock to Russell Crowe, and a number of people that are just kind of opening up to this band that they probably would have never have done before. Yeah. So it's kind of nice that maybe they're kind of giving it a chance to see that anybody that's had preconceived notions of thinking that we're just this one-dimensional band, it kind of shows that we got a lot more to offer. We could branch out quite a bit. And the song, it basically came about when we were in the studio. We were in Las Vegas with Kevin Churko, the guy who produced it. And we were talking about, Kevin's great. He's done a lot of great stuff with Five Finger Death Punch and In This Moment, Ozzy. And he was Mutt Lange's right-hand man for years in Switzerland. So he was great. He had a big part on a lot of creativity in the room. But I think at the time we were trying to come up with a song, just like we've done in the past with any other covers that we've done, is to really challenge ourselves to how can we pay tribute to the original but still make it enough of our own. And Mike, our drummer, had mentioned Simon and Garfunkel at some point in the conversation, and as we thought about it, we thought it might be nice to dig deep like that instead of our typical choice of an 80s pop band or something.
Rock and Roll All Night or something.
Yeah,
right?
so we, once we decided on the song, then it was trying to figure out where do we want to go direction-wise. And the first reaction was, let's do the Disturbed thing to it of, heavy syncopated guitars and drums, and I really didn't want to go there with it that way this time. And I had to convince the guys that let's take this already soft song and keep it soft and convince them, well, then how do we really make it our own if we're not going to get heavy with it? Right. And I said, well, in my opinion, I just thought that we could still do enough of our stamp on it by making it dark and haunting without getting heavy. We could be heavy in a different way with the instrumentation of the hauntingness of the violin and cellos and orchestra behind it and acoustic guitar, and just really pushing David in an area that he would really need to have to shine from start to finish. Bring him somewhere vocally that the fans haven't heard him go before. Right. And Kevin Churko was a big part of just finding the right key to play it in, to try to find where we can get David in his range to be able to start out as low as he did and have somewhere to go with it by the end. And it just was coming together, and as it was developing, I think we were all kind of shocked at our own expectations of what it was going to be. It just, everybody kind of really made their mark on it, and it was great.
Is there a fear when you make a song like that that's sort of out of what you normally do, that the fans will say, oh, or do you say, hey, listen, we got to do this for ourselves?
For me personally, I don't really care. I don't think about what label.
You got to do it for yourself first.
Yeah, you do it for yourself. If you trust your gut and you think that, the only ones I care about are the guys I'm making the music with.
Right. That
we're doing it. And I feel if the room is moved when we're doing it, then that's what we go off of. It's our gut telling us that it's sending a chill up our spine, and we feel good about what we did. I don't worry about what the label thinks or management or the fans. You can't second guess. It's not that easy to try to chase something what you think people like. You got to do what you like. And we knew it was going to be a stretch because it's in left field, so I think the only thing I wasn't fearful of, but I was kind of shocked on the quick response from the fans of them being able to digest the idea so fast. I thought it would be one of those things, like it would definitely throw them for a loop where they're waiting for it to get heavy musically, and it doesn't, and I didn't know how that reaction would be, so I was quite surprised that it was almost instant that they grabbed onto it, and the feedback has been positive.
Are you at that point in your career now where you can sort of do any style musically and get away with it and the fan base will follow? Or do you still have to go, okay, we still need to make a Disturbed sounding album?
Well, once again, I think we can do whatever we want. It's just music. Right. I mean, why try to chase something or guess something? If I mean, there's always going to be the way we play, so there's always going to be a disturbed sound to it.
Right.
You know, David's voice, tonality-wise, but musically, we always try to push ourselves because we've written over 100 songs together. So, if I'm presenting something musically to try to inspire David to write to vocally, I'm going to try to give him something that we haven't already done, and give him something that's going to get everybody excited. And so that's always the only challenge there, is just trying to keep things fresh, and that's the point of trying to branch out a little bit more too, to give him something that's going to maybe push him in a different direction.
Keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Before the last album, Immortalized, in 2015, you took a break. How necessary was that break to keeping the band together?
It was the band was always going to come back.
Okay.
There was never a threat of us being done. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the fans were.
But sometimes when you're sitting at home on the couch, you go, maybe I don't want to go back
right.
out there.
I mean, you know, you start getting a bit of the normal life back, and we're all, you know, married with kids now, and I was at home coaching my son's football team, and I loved it. You know, it was great. I get to be a dad full time. And that's the balance of just being in the music business. You have to figure out how to be a husband and a father and a musician and do it. So it was nice to be home, but at that point, when we started the hiatus, we ended on good terms. We said, look, let's put on the brakes for a minute. We've been going at this really hard for years, you know, year after year after year, which we're very fortunate and lucky. A lot of people thought we were crazy for stopping and walking away because they think it's risky.
Well, yeah, and was it risky? I mean, there's some risk involved.
There's definitely some risk because the music, you know,
the music business moves on, and they're like, well, okay, who are they?
Well, you're looking at fans that if you're in high school, then now you're in college, or if you're in college, now you're into the business world.
Right.
Your taste may change, your lifestyle changes. You may now be a father yourself or husband. You may not go to concerts as much as you used to because you have other priorities. So there's always that risk, but we felt confident that over the years that we built a loyal fan base, that we've had so much traffic on our social media sites, even in the 4 years we were off. It was crazy how much new followers we had when we weren't even doing anything. We would still stay current, and we would post stuff and keep them up to date in our hiatus life. Right. But we felt confident that they would stick behind us, that they'd be there. And as long as we deliver the right album, and you know, it'll be worth it, the wait, for them and for us. And I think, so looking back at it now, it was great because it not only gave the fans a little bit of a break from us and make them miss us, it gave us a break from each other, so when we came back, there was a new fire lit under us.
Which is great. Now, we got the wrap-up sign. Yeah. Are we taking a longer break between this one, or do we want to get back out there on 2017, and let's go?
Well, we still plan to be out in early 2017, but right now I think our plans are to go over to Europe for a little bit with Avenged Sevenfold.
Right.
I'm not sure how much longer after that. Once we do wrap it up, I doubt that we're going to take a 4-year break again.
But maybe a little one.
Well, a little break. We'll unwind. Everybody will, like I said, get back to the kids and to our families. And we were lucky enough to have them out. Everybody had our families out over the summer and that. So that's great, but that's part of the balance again. So we'll see. I think we'll just return when we feel like we're ready and we have the material to do it. I don't want to rush anybody into something and force out an album that's not as strong as the previous album.
And that's got to be a good feeling at this point in your career. You can do it on your own schedule. You don't have somebody saying, hey.
Right. Come on. And nobody's ever pressured us in that sense. We were always about, you know, moving and going and going and going. So it's kind of nice to feel that, you know, we'll only go when we know that we're all on the same page, ready 110% to commit to writing the next album, commit to touring on the next album. So as of now, we're just, it's all about just touring on this cycle. You know, we're thrilled. All the shows have been great, and
and Heavy Montreal is going to be fantastic tonight.
Awesome. We've done it a few times. It's great to be back here. So for us to be able to headline tonight, I mean, we're thrilled to finally come back.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.